I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you are the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you like me, my YouTube videos, whether you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemy. It doesn't even matter if you're dark-skinned or light-skinned. And I greet all of you all with the same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today happened to be March the 20th, 24th, March the 24th, 2020. It's about 9:02 a.m. 2020 is a time of a perfect vision, y'all. It's a sign. I'm out here in my favorite place. You see that truck there going northbound on 57. There go another one going northbound on 57. There go one going southbound. U-Haul going northbound. One day that might be in me and my daughters now, headed out of the Boot Hill, Charleston, Missouri. I want to just talk. First, let me say something here. If you look around, let me take a look over here. Gas prices is steady on the decline. If you can't see it clear, it look like it's $1.79 for regular gas and $2.39 for diesel. It's going down. But at the same time, the water is rising. Those benches, once upon a time, you can go sit out on them. You just take a look around. You see, God said it won't be water, but it'll be fire next time. But people running from the coronavirus. When the world gets to burning up, then you want to get to worrying. But you see, if you worrying, then you must not have been in good grace with God. You see, the coronavirus didn't stop me from getting on I-57, going to Indiana, going to Chicago, and then to Indiana. So for my two young daughters can say their goodbyes to their mother, may she rest in peace, who God called home on March the 15th, 2020. I told y'all about the story about the evil sister dictated my two youngest daughters' mother's life, all her life, even dictated her funeral. Let me tell you about this evil person. They're gonna have to answer to God. And anybody that was a part of what she did when my two daughters went up there. It was bad enough my two daughters and them was trying to get a relationship with their mother. But their mother, oldest sister, her husband, and some of their other family members, and not all of them, because there's a lot of good family members, cousins, uncles, aunts, other relatives, nieces, nephews, that wasn't in on what they did with my two daughters. It was bad enough my two daughters didn't have no say-so in what went on with their mother after she died. The oldest sister of the mother and her husband and whoever else in that family dictated the whole funeral. I give it to the people in Burger King in Indiana that came to show their respect, but the sister didn't let neither one of them say a word at the funeral. I give the respect to all my kids' mothers, other relatives that came that wasn't able to say a thing at the funeral. The funeral was from 2 to 3 o'clock. I was told we could come an hour early if you wanted to, which would have made it 1 o'clock. You would think we traveled almost 800 miles round trip, that they would have had it a little longer than that. But they didn't. Me and my two daughters and my 92-year-old World War II veteran dad and my niece, we made it there an hour early. But the funeral home people told me that my daughters couldn't go in there and see their mother's body until the oldest sister came, the dictator. Now, if the sister cared about a sister that long and you only got from 2 to 3 o'clock to see the body, and then you have to exit the funeral home and you could come an hour early, you would have thought she would have been the first one there. But the dictator didn't. And all the other family members, not all of them, but brothers, sisters, some of the nieces and nephews probably come in with them. Then we thought my daughter's name probably would have been able to get up and tell the people their feelings on how their mother died, the reason that they haven't seen the other sisters and brothers. But the sister didn't allow that, because if my children and the people from Burger King would have got to speaking, and some of her other relatives, uncles, cousins, it would have put the sister and all those who follow behind the sister, it would have put them to shame, because they would have seen who my 2 youngest daughters' mother's family and friends were. But then they had a repast at the sister's house, a big fancy house in the southwest suburbs, 14 minutes away from the hotel me and my daughters and them were staying in. And the oldest sister, the dictator, sent my daughter the address where her house was at, because my daughter's never been in it. Everybody else been in it, not everybody, but most of those that follow behind her, they've been in it. But anyway, the oldest daughter of my daughter's oldest sister on their mother's side, 19, she asked me, was I coming over to their house after this funeral? And I was shocked. I said, yeah. So I went back to the hotel, which is 14 minutes, 30-something minutes away from the funeral home, because then the sister's house was about 14 minutes away. So my daughters and them can change clothes and put something comfortable. We pulled up in front of the sister's house. That was the first time my daughters and them ever seen it. And one of the family members came out and told me that the sister's husband said that I couldn't come in the house. And he knew if I couldn't come in the house, my daughters and them wasn't going in there. He didn't care. They didn't care that I was traveling with my 92-year-old daddy with dementia. They could have told us that before we drove from the hotel to there. That go to show you what the respect they have for a 92-year-old World War II veteran that was fighting against racism for them and for me. That go to show you how much respect they had for my daughters. But then, look here, my daughters, then we went back to the hotel. That was Saturday, about maybe 5 o'clock. Saturday, next day Sunday, next day Monday, what's the day, Tuesday? And do you know, having neither one of them people that was in that house, except the little kids, 9 and 10 years old, have communicated with my daughters. The oldest sister communicated with them yesterday, because my daughters and them, even out of the hatred, my daughters down here is getting t-shirts made for their brothers and sisters and their little cousin by the dictator and her husband, getting them t-shirts made down here that we paying for with their mother's picture on it. We gonna pay for them, and we gonna pay for them to be mailed up there. And one for the grandmother too. But if any of them people in that house really cared about my 2 young daughters, when the husband allegedly, I know it wasn't just the husband, because I know if it was my family and I said that, even in my own house, they would have said, either you get out of your house, Raymond, or we'll go to somebody else's house. Them children need to see their brothers and sisters, but then none of them do that. Now cousins and some other relatives been contacting my children because they have love for them. Them other people don't have no love for them. But I just wanted to show y'all how evil that sister and some of that other family is. And if the shoe fit, wear it. But it ain't all they family. They got some good family, y'all. I'm going to get on up out of here. I brought the geese and the birds a little food. The birds been eating a little of it. I know the 2 geese, they'll come back around in a minute. But I just wanted y'all to see how evil them people is. Still today, ain't none of them grown people called or talked to. Ask my daughters and them, have they made it back yet? But some of the cousins did, of the mother. And I know the mother don't like the way they treating her 2 daughters. You see, they don't like me because they can't dictate to me. I'm a leader, I'm an ambassador of God. You can't dictate to me. I don't care about your $350,000 house. When you go, if you go before your husband, he'll move somebody else in there. And if the husband go before her, she gonna move somebody else in there. And you should have seen how they was looking. They was looking terrible. I'm 62 years old. I'm older than my children, them grandmother, and all the sisters and brothers. And everybody looking older than me. My daddy, 92 years old, he was moving around better than some of them. Peace be still.